And we all travel together in this journey. We contemplate together, we celebrate together. And so often, somehow, we take the complicated path, the unhappy path. We add complications to what is so simple. Peace is our innate quality. We are peace. We are the spaciousness of being already. It's so. We are the self. We are this peace and happiness, this transparency, this presence. We are that. And somehow, oftentimes we forget. We mistake ourselves to be body-mind existing in time. And when we mistake ourselves to be a body-mind in time, we experience an angst, a worry, a concern. And yet it's so beautiful when we are concern-free. And our true nature is concern-free. Our essence is concern-free, worry-free. So in a way, what we are seeking, which is the peace and the happiness, we are seeking our own essence. We are seeking what we already are. It's so paradoxical to be seeking what we already are, but you can't attain what you are not. That's just a mind journey. So in a way, the spiritual journey is an awakening to what you already are. It's a thinning out of the veils, a thinning out of the identification, a thinning out of the complication, a relaxation into presence. The mind can settle, can relax, can come to rest, can release its tendencies, return to the source, recognize the peace, recognize the ocean. Like the waves return to the ocean, they settle in the ocean, they return to the ocean. But they never left the ocean, really. You never truly leave the self. You never truly leave what you are. You never move away from what you are. So in a way, this sense of separation is an impression. But this impression is not a real separation. There is no real separation. See if you have any questions, anything that you would like to discuss, anything that's happening in your life or in your contemplation that you want to look at together. Hello, Teresa. Teresa, you're right. It's not going on YouTube. Yeah, it should be running on YouTube.
It's not.
It's not?
No, but you might want to know.
Oh, okay. Tara, could you check if that is so? All right, we'll find out. I did press the record button, so but Tara will check and let us know.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So if there are any questions anybody would like to explore.
Maggie, the sound is very low on my my
Maybe
machine. I'm not sure if it's.
I might be speaking too low. Is anybody else is having this?
Yes, the sound is perfect.
Okay, I don't know, Ananda. I'll try to speak a little louder. Yes.
I think it has to do with my my phone, which is what I'm using.
Oh, okay.
But
okay, so
I can hear you if I try.
Okay. So Tara just notified me. You're right, Teresa. It's not on YouTube. Well, I don't know. I did press the record button, so I don't know what to do about that. Sorry. It will not be recorded. Well, we'll let it go. So if there are any questions anybody would like to explore.
Yes, I do have a question. I can barely hear though, and I know it's my phone, but I'm trying to address it, but I.
Okay. Well, I hear you. I hear you clearly.
Okay. Okay. My question is about when things seem there's like an impression of problematic, something problematic. I know you do a lot of traveling, and it seems like I don't travel that much, but when I do, it seems like there's always trying to arrange logistics and where's my toothbrush and all kinds of things. And with my parents right now, I'm helping them move into a retirement place, and they're very, very elderly, and they're a little nervous about it after 40 years in their house. So these things, just the tendency to, I just keep noticing an idea like, oh, I'm dealing with something here, or something like that, and there's really nothing. There's nothing but what's going on. But just how to, like, what I like is the completely pristine freedom. I took a walk into a beautiful trail today, and I was alone, and that beatific feeling came, as it often does in nature. And so it's how to see this life of relationships and their ever-changing nature, something like that.
Well, can you be with whatever is happening without preferences?
That's kind of the contemplation I think that's here at the moment.
Well, there is intelligence at the body-mind level. If there is a tiger chasing you, you're gonna run. Okay, that's at the body-mind level. It's already all wired to take care of business, and the lion is wired with a very strong musculature, so they can run after after the deer or after, its prey, and the prey is wired to run away from the lion or from the tiger, and so it's a dance. At sometime the lion wins and grabs the prey. Sometimes the prey wins and reaches the tree climbs up the tree before the lion reaches it.
Yes.
So at the body mind level, it's all wired. There is a certain intelligence. But at the psychological level,
Mhm.
can you be without preferences? Can you meet whatever is happening with an open presence, the open presence of being? Meaning to meet whatever is arising from a place of stillness and not from a certain habitual pattern, not from a learned pattern.
I'm sorry. I was temporarily removed.
Okay.
Lost contact.
Okay. Well, let me repeat. I was asking if you could meet whatever is unfolding from a place of stillness, from a place of presence, and not from a learned, patterned response.
That sounds good. Yes. In particular, exactly. In particular, it's like my mother will when she gets a little stressed, she wants to control everything, and then I feel kind of like I just heard Rupert Spira talking about how at the last place we had a retreat, it wasn't so great because there was a sign: use the toilet this way, do this, do that. And I'm in an environment where it's not my usual ease when that happens. And so I can see that the conditioned response is one of some kind of reaction, actually, rather than just staying open.
Right.
So that's the kind of issue.
Yeah, we carry the past with us. We're not meeting whatever is arising freshly. In a way, you could meet whatever is arising out of a sense of play, out of with a certain sense of awe and discovery, as opposed to whether it's meeting your conditions or not. Because if you are living with your conditions, you're not really living. In a way, you're a zombie.
Yes.
You're living repetitive patterns, and so all is well when the conditions meet. When the world is meeting your conditions, then everything is going to hell when the world is not meeting your conditions. And that's the roller coaster ride. But how about living without conditions? Living out of the presence, out of the freshness, out of pure presence, stillness, beingness, out of the inner silence. I mean, what are you looking for? If you're looking for an experience that meets your conditions, then you shouldn't be complaining about getting, deceived and getting disillusioned because the world might not respond correctly might not meet your conditions.
Right.
So you have to look at what you are looking for. What are you looking for?
Right. From something much more primal, from the center, from my own stillness or
Yeah. Well,
spacious.
the stillness, the peace is not something we look for. It's what we are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a recognition. Whenever you're looking for something, you know, in the world body mind, you're moving away from what you already are, because what you already are is the wholeness, is the totality. All of it is myself. It's all I. It is all I. It is all the self. It is all myself. So it's already fulfilled. But whenever you're seeking to get fulfillment out of a certain experience, you're assuming that you are not fulfilled. You're assuming that you are limited and that you need something to fulfill you. That assumption is the result of your identification with a body mind, with a form. But this identification is not innate, it's an add-on. Meaning, right now, before the identification arises, you are pure, boundless presence. Freedom. The consciousness, the awareness is not limited. So therefore there are no boundaries to it. And whatever has no boundaries, that's what freedom is, means it's a boundaryless presence. So it's a recognition, you know, it's not a seeking. The mind seeks out of its impression that it is a lack, it lacks, that what I truly am lacks something.
Right.
But as soon as you buy into that I lack something, you have moved away from the contemplation. You need to contemplate, is it true? Is it indeed, is that a valid premise that I lack something? And you will find that what lies behind the sense of lack is the unvalidated belief that I, consciousness, is a body-mind, is an event. But consciousness is not an event. Consciousness is the knower, is the knowingness of all events. You follow?
Yes. Yeah, it's great, and it's interesting to be in a laboratory where this kind of things come up.
Absolutely. This this life, you know, this waking dream and the night dream are your laboratory, and you are the scientist. You take good use, you make good use of your life when you are investigating, when you are realizing that you are in a laboratory conducting experiments. You inquire, you contemplate. So what is it that you're looking for, and what do you assume? What are your assumptions about what you are? Can you be without assumptions about what you are?
That's great. These, you know, like my dad who's 95 is still quite sharp. You know, he's helping me with understanding investments and things like that. He's totally sharp, and yet he's afraid. He's afraid because he's so old, and he has no sense of this, sense of spaciousness, really. No sense of anything other than the here I am and I'm not going to be here, and it's a distress. So I imagine that it's distressing for me to be around that, and what I'm doing is projecting my own lack of peace. You know what I mean, on someone else who doesn't have deep resolution themselves, by thinking that I'm the sun and this is the all that.
It's a life without contemplation is a wasted life. It's not making the best use of the opportunities that are given to it. But again, it's not a big deal. I mean, look at the trees in the forest, leaves in the spring, all the leaves, thousands of leaves, arise from the tree, and then in the fall they all fall down back to the ground. It's not a really big deal. It's not a big deal to be sort of
Oh, I lost your sound. I lost. I wonder, can you hear me? So I don't know if I'm being heard, but Magda, you disappeared, and now I see Doug.
I hear you, Nanda.
Do you see Magdi?
I see him, but his picture looks still.
Well, the last thing I heard him say was, "It's not a big deal." But I hope he comes. I hope he comes back. Now I have a note that says Magdi left the call. Do you still hear me, Teresa?
I do.
Well, just wait and see what happens.
He's working on it, Tara said. Tara can hear you. Hi, Tara. Hi, everyone. Renati said he left us poor souls all alone.
I'll do a little chanting while I'm waiting. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I don't want to be singing if he comes back. Let's see. Does anyone else mind if we're singing?
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay. Teresa, shall we keep singing?
Sure.
Atma Vichara Guru Bhakti Bhagavan. Oh no. I used to sing that when I was in a cult. It doesn't seem appropriate. Atma Vichara, that's good. Mm. Mm.
Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Vrityoma Amritangamaya Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Vrityoma Amritangamaya Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Vrityoma Amritangamaya Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Vrityoma Amritangamaya.
Am I back on?
Yeah. You're on.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay, okay.
I think it's bouncing people off at random. I've been off twice.
Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. So in this case, I have to apologize. I forgot to charge. Forgot to plug in the charger. So. Okay. So everybody's can hear me now? Yes. I know Ananda.
Perfect.
Okay. 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 So.
You were saying it's no big deal. It's no big deal. The leaves
Yeah.
fall off the trees.
Yes. 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 You know what matters is once you get the call to contemplate, to inquire, that you hear that call, and that you honor it, you respond, you turn your attention to what the call is. And the call is basically a calling to that goes, what am I truly? What am I truly? What is the reality of this experience? Because as long as we're living at the mind level, we have already concluded that we know what is going on. We know there is a reality out there. It's called the physical world. We know there is something in there called the mind. and we know there is a physical body, and so we live from these assumptions. And so if you're living from this assumption, okay, well, you know, you're going to live a life of disappointment, of unhappiness, of concern, of worry, of confusion. And so it is what it is. Really, it doesn't, you know, it makes no difference really in the grand scheme of things. It makes no difference. But what really matters is once you get the message, that you honor it. And the whole thing about, like, you know, your parents, I mean, there's a lot of identification around in families, around parents and children and all that. I mean, we're all parents and children. We're all one human tribe, if you want to look at it that way. So we're all connected, and we're connected with the bus driver, we're connected with the grocer, we're connected with the accountant, we're connected with people, you know, in Indonesia, in Paris. We're all connected. So I wouldn't make a big deal out of that, out of parents and families and all that.
That's great.
Well,
I
mean,
you, you said earlier, you said to me, "Oh, don't worry about apartments and incomes and stuff like that." I was like, whatever the subject, it can be. We can be free of it. I mean, I see that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we can live. I mean, you know, I have a large family, and I enjoy their company whenever it happens. I don't miss them or regret them or anything. You know, it's, you celebrate whenever there is celebration. You celebrate, and whenever there isn't celebration, then you don't want to engage too much in it. And sometimes people get, you know, families get into all these repetitive stories and all these me and you and us and them, and I don't, you know, that's not fun. That's not beautiful. It's not joyful. It's not loving. So no need to engage in that. You can leave that alone. You see. So.
Well, thanks. That's great. I mean, but we get to the heart of these things pretty quickly, and thank you very much. Now I can't hear. Are you tough? I can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I do.
Okay. So if there are any questions, anybody who has anything else I want to explore? Tara, maybe you can help me mute whoever, I can hear some noise in the background. Okay, well, let me share this question that was sent to me. So I feel consciousness is connected to the body, that it is coming from the body. How can I understand that consciousness is not dependent on the body? Yeah, that's a very common misunderstanding, that consciousness is dependent on the body, on the world, mostly on the body or on the brain or on the health of the body or the life of the body. So it's important to ask yourself, what do you mean by the body? Because there might be an assumption that there is a physical body and then there is consciousness. Yeah? And that consciousness can only exist as long as this physical body is existing. So if you're assuming that there is a physical body, then you need to contemplate, how can there be a physical body without something knowing it? So the physical body that's out there, or in here, what is this physical body without knowingness, without something knowing it, without an experience of the body? This may help you to realize that whatever physical body you are thinking of has to refer to something that knows it, a consciousness that knows it. So if a physical body requires consciousness to know it, otherwise what would it be? Then how could you assume that consciousness is dependent on the body, since it is consciousness that knows the body? So the body is dependent on consciousness and not the other way around. So the body, the way we know the body is via bodily sensations, via images, thoughts, images, and via perceptions. That's how we know the body. The body is known mostly via bodily sensations. And these bodily sensations are only possible because there is an awareness or consciousness that perceives them. So in other words, you're aware of the sensation of your back against a chair. So right now your back is a sensation that's appearing in awareness, in presence. So presence is not appearing in your back. Awareness is not appearing in your back. It is your back, the sensation of your back, that is appearing in awareness. So you may understand that as I'm sharing that with you at the conceptual level, but you might still feel that you are stuck in the body, that you as consciousness is inside the body. You might feel that that's the case. So you need to turn your attention to your feeling. When you are feeling that you are stuck in the body, turn your attention to where this feeling is located in your body. You will find possibly that there is a sensation of confinement in your chest or your belly or your face. In some cases, you might find a general sense of confinement within the body. So you turn attention to that sensation, you locate that sensation, whether it's a general sensation, an overall bodily sensation, or a sensation that is located in certain parts of your body. And then you turn your attention to the fact that you are aware of this sensation. Because this sensation is arising within you. Without you noticing a contraction in your belly, there is no contraction in your belly. Without you noticing a toothache, there is no toothache. When you say, ow, I have a toothache, that means there is a noticing, there is an awareness of a bodily sensation. So when you are still, when you've understood that the body is sensations and perceptions arising in consciousness, when you've understood it conceptually, and you still feel that you are confined in the body, you need to turn your attention to the feeling state in your body, locate that sensation in your body, wherever it is occurring, and notice that you, meaning there is a vaster awareness of the sensation. The awareness is not occurring inside the sensation is arising inside awareness. You have to do that over and over and over. And also, you can notice that the awareness is not touched by the sensation. The sensation is at a certain level, which is at the body-mind level, and the awareness is at a noumenal level. It's as a witnessing level. It's at a different level than the sensation level. It's beyond the sensation, but the sensation is not beyond consciousness. Consciousness is beyond the sensation. It can perceive the sensation. And the sensation depends on consciousness, on awareness. The sensation is not free from consciousness. It requires consciousness. But consciousness is complete freedom. It's untouched by what it experiences, what it perceives. You have to experiment with that. You have to contemplate that and come to your understanding that it is so. And when you are contemplating the bodily sensations, and you notice a contraction, for example, in your belly, you notice there is an awareness of this contraction, allow the contraction to expand in the entire aware space. As the contraction expands in the aware space, its density diminishes and it dissolves in presence, in awareness. Okay. So if there are any questions that you would like to bring up.
It seems that this is a way one can deal with physical pain. If we experience pain, and so not to resist it, but allow it to expand into the entire awareness, it will be more bearable in a way. Is what I can conclude in your work.
Yes, Renate, I was talking more about the psychological contraction. Now, when it comes to physical pain, it's there. there are two dimensions. One of them is, of course, the psychological dimension, the physical dimension, meaning there might be some physical condition that requires a change in diet or a certain procedure to alleviate it, which is at the physical level. And then there is a contraction. There is a contraction, a psychological contraction around the pain. Sometimes when we have a pain, there is a concern, oh my God, what's happening to me? You see? When we say what's happening to me, we have at that moment identified with the body. We've identified with the body that the body is having a certain pain, but now we feel that I am the body and something is happening to me. That is an additional psychological dimension which exacerbates the situation. So you need to watch, be careful not to add, keep it simple. Don't add a me to the pain. Just recognize the pain, it's arising in awareness. And of course, there is intelligence. Okay, I need to, for example, change my diet, or I need to get some rest, or I need to seek some therapy or whatever, you know, to alleviate the physical pain. And so that intelligence is there. But when you add a me, that this is happening to me, then something is sticking. There is something that's sort of sticking to consciousness. It's as if now consciousness is ailing. But nothing is happening to you. Whatever is happening at the body-mind level is not happening to you. You're witnessing it, you are managing it, you are caring for it, you're attending to it, but it's not happening to you. So you are sort of the keeper, you are the keeper of the property, you're the watcher of the property, you take care of the property, you fix it, you clean it, you take care of it, but you are not it. So at the relaxation level, when there is a physical pain, and you don't add a me to it, you're not adding any additional contraction. So the space is there because you're just experiencing the pain in awareness. And of course, intelligence comes in and says, okay, you know, I need to change my diet or whatever. You follow, Renate?
Yes, thank you. I was just wondering about this analogy with the property. I'm not the property, I'm the caretaker, but
yes.
But I still have an interest that the property is okay.
Absolutely. Oh yes, of course, because it is fun to be able to chew without a toothache, you know. Yes, of course. But you know, sometimes there is a toothache, and the appointment is for tomorrow. So tonight we do our best. My mom used to say, you put some garlic. I don't know. There's all sorts of remedies. You salt water. You gargle with salt water. It releases a little bit of the pain.
Yeah.
And you know, then yes, of course, there is an interest, but it's different. There is a difference between an interest and an identification. Like I'm interested in my children being, you know, happy, joyful, peaceful, coming to flowering and blooming, but I don't have an attachment to them, to that. You see?
Yeah, I see it.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes. I mean, we know that the body comes and goes. That's so. It's so.
Yeah.
But what's important is to realize that you're not the body. You see? So you are the manager of the body, temporary. You're temporary caretaker of the body, which is good because soon you don't have to worry about that. You see, yes, because you have to worry about dressing, keeping the body warm, well fed, all these. At some point in time, that is gone.
Yeah.
But if you remain identified with the body, then it's that continues. That mind identification continues. So the concern, the me concern, is what needs to dissolve in the awareness. In this lifetime, our contemplation. He said that maybe our purpose is in life. Our purpose in life is to come to the realization of what we truly are, which is not a body-mind. And when you come to this realization, the ripening, the fullness of this realization, then the body-mind dissolve in that realization. Then only consciousness is. Not a form. It's not a form. It's not a thing. It's beyond things. It's the dreamer of all dreams. It's the creator of this creation. But it remains as its freedom. You see, when the creator of this creation, when consciousness creates this creation and is identified with a certain part of the creation, with a certain body-mind form, then it's like there is a sense of vulnerability to consciousness. It's as if consciousness now is vulnerable, is dependent on the form or the object that it has identified to or with. But consciousness is everything. Everything, the substance of everything is consciousness, not this body-mind. The substance of this body-mind is consciousness A, and the substance of that body-mind is consciousness B. It's not like this. One consciousness, and all phenomena are the dream of Vishnu, the dream of consciousness.
So when this happens and the body-mind gets dissolved, is it not so that our dream becomes happy?
Yes, the dream becomes very sweet. Because the true nature, the nature of consciousness is sweetness. It's love, it's beauty, wisdom, intelligence, compassion, freedom. There are no more veils, no tunnels, no more me tunnels. The tunnel where you feel stuck or you feel something is happening to you. So the innate qualities of consciousness then are revealed, and the dream is sweetened. So the world is experiencing its beauty, and the heart, the love, the mind, clarity, peace, clarity and intelligence and wisdom, and the body, transparency and vastness, borderlessness. That's our true nature. That's what we are, it's what we are, not what I am and you are not. No, that's what we are. That's what consciousness is, and we are consciousness. It's that same consciousness, the one consciousness. There aren't two consciousness, one consciousness that is conscious. Because consciousness has no edges, no, it doesn't end here and then it starts, another one starts somewhere else. There isn't a border. It's not divided like the earth is divided in all these countries, you know, this country and that country. All these are imaginary divisions. It's not divided. The divisions are imaginary division. That is, what's an imaginary division? It's not a real division.
Yeah.
So to come to that, that is what is hearing these words right now. That is what is perceiving this perception right now. It's the peace, the stillness, the beingness. This edgeless, aware presence.
Right now, I feel the truth of what you're saying, and there's another small voice. It's so ridiculous because it talks about like old age and having no money when you're old, and you know, putting away security, safety for old
Yes.
age. And
Yes, these are
this voice is still quite strong.
yeah. There are echoes, you know, old echoes that continue to reverberate. But these voices, you know, these that that you've heard them so many times, they're arising in awareness. But they arise and they say something's happening to you. They say, "Oh, you're getting old." But what are they referring to? When the voice says, "You're getting old," what is this voice referring to? What is it that is getting old? Say, you, the body, are getting old. But this voice that says, "I am the body," how can this voice know that I am the body? I am perceiving this voice. I hear this voice. I perceive this voice. I recognize it. It doesn't recognize me. I recognize it. I understand it. But it cannot understand me. I look at the oak tree. I recognize the oak tree, or the palm tree, or the cherry tree. But it doesn't recognize me. The thought, I perceive the thought that says, "Oh, I'm getting old," but the thought doesn't know anything about me.
Mm.
So, but then the trick is the thought then gives you the feeling. Then you feel maybe in your belly or in your, I don't know, somewhere in you feel, "Oh, I'm getting old." See, that's where it sort of tricks you in a way. It says, "Oh, you don't believe me? Oh, I'm going to make you feel lousy. So you're gonna believe me because you're gonna feel you're getting old." But the feeling, I perceive the feeling. The feeling, how can the feeling say anything about me. I'm perceiving the feeling. I perceive it, so I perceive it as a neutral event. So it's important to realize in your contemplation that everything you perceive at the onset of perception, there is neutrality. That you're perceiving from a pure witnessing, and nothing is happening to you. It's like you're perceiving a volcano. Nothing is happening to you. And then there is the add-on, oh my God, this volcano is going to kill you. Or, well, I mean, of course, if you're close to a volcano, it will kill you, but it will kill you meaning it killed the body. But the impression, the initial impression is a pure witnessing, and then there is the add-on of the me story. So when these feelings arise, I'm getting old or time and whatever, that's the me story that's coming, that's the old me story that's coming. So allow this me story to dissolve in the space of awareness. Don't try to fight it or to argue with it. You say, okay, welcome, you expand the space, come and swim in the ocean, you see. So when it swims in the ocean, it will dissolve in the ocean.
So I just provide the ocean.
You are the ocean. You are the ocean of awareness. This aware presence right now is, you look directly, now you're this aware presence. Effortless, it's effortless. You're this, it's you. You know, what is this awareness if not I perceive? This I that perceives has no form. But you can't deny it. You can't deny the reality. Although it has no form, you can't touch it like you touch a chair, or like you touch, you touch your hand. But although it's formless, it's the reality is formless. The form is here one day and is gone the next. And we imagine that to be so real. We imagine that to be the reality. And then we say, my God, where was this friend that I knew for 5 years or whatever? It's gone, totally gone. Not there, I mean, gone. But what doesn't go is this aware presence. And it doesn't depend on the body. The body-mind is an event that arises in it and comes and goes, like a friend that appears and then disappears, or like a parent that we spend years with them and then they die and they're gone. They're not nowhere to be found. So this awareness doesn't come and go. That doesn't come and go. What comes and goes is like the dreams, your night dreams. All sorts of events and appear in your night dream. They come and go. But where do they come from and where do they go? Don't they arise out of this presence and then dissolve back into this presence? Like a flame, all sorts of waves of the flame arise out of the fire. Where do these flames arise from? They arise from the fire, and they're just gone. Well, you don't come and go. Okay, Renate?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
It is late here. It's one
Yes.
in the
Oh,
morning.
yes,
And
yes.
I'll just take this lovely recognition into my sleep, I think.
Wonderful.
I'll
Okay.
drop out here and
Beautiful. Okay.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna read the next question that was sent to me by Bo. Hi Magdi, there was a profound transmission in your words here that was deeply recognized and absorbed after the initial blow to the me impression was over. I have two friends that are going through severe pain, suffering, and devastation of the me impressions. And yet, they both report that this is not happening to a person anymore. But thus, it is still happening. Can you speak on the subject of pain and suffering still happening, but it's not referring to a person anymore? Is this possible? Yes, it is possible for pain to arise, but it does not refer to a person. Like, for example, a toothache may arise, and you are aware of the toothache, and you don't add to it, oh my God, what's happening to me? And so, yes, you can perceive this pain at the body level, and you attend to it by taking the appropriate steps to alleviate the pain and to cure the source of the pain, knowing very well that this body mind is on a time track, and that in a certain time this body will pass, will die, and most likely will experience some pain in doing so at some point or the other. But it is not happening to you. The pain is not happening to you. You are witnessing it, and you are attending to it. Now, suffering is a different story altogether, because by suffering, I refer to something is happening to me. So if there is still suffering, and we believe that we have had a profound realization that this is not happening to me, then that's an oxymoron, because suffering pertains to a person, pertains to a me. So if you are suffering, meaning there is an unhappiness, there is sorrow, there is a regret or disappointment in your life, and you say this is not happening to a person, you are speaking from both sides of your mouth. You need to sober up and get real, and it's very important you do not delude yourself and continue with this charade. If there is suffering, it is happening to you. There is a me impression still on board, and this me impression needs to be contemplated. Am I a body mind, or am I the aware presence? The contemplation needs to continue, You may have had a certain insight into the reality of consciousness, but it has not yet been established in your experience. And you need to contemplate and continue your contemplation until the suffering ends completely. Since the question does not pertain to any specific type of suffering, I can only speak generically that all suffering relates to the identification, me, the me identification, meaning consciousness being mistaken to be a personal mind, consciousness being mistaken to be a local mind, a focal consciousness. So you need to contemplate that consciousness. Does it indeed have any borders? Is there any evidence that consciousness is contained and limited? You continue your contemplation until you reach complete clarity, complete certainty that you are consciousness and that this consciousness is universal. And this understanding has to reach into your feeling state until no world, body, mind events evokes any suffering. So it's about the end of suffering. It's about the revelation of beauty, love, and happiness. Not a love and happiness that is conditional, that depends on anything, but the love and happiness that we are, that I am, that consciousness is. Okay, is there any questions? Any question from anybody?
I would like to go a little more into something that you said to me early, just a little earlier.
Okay, Ananda. Yes.
And that is, so with something like parents or children or livelihood or...
Oops, I lost you.
I've been dropped several times from the call, but I'm back again, I guess.
Okay, yes, you are.
So this is really this is kind of amazing to me. This is kind of profound. Is that to actually not identify as a body and mind is to not identify with parents,
right?
Society,
absolutely,
any of it. Now, the thing that celebration, I'm so used to, pairs of opposites, so to speak. To celebrate when things are good, you go ice skating or something, and it's fun, and everyone, and it's a celebration. Then someone has a broken leg, then you don't suffer over the bad, but you celebrate over the fun.
Absolutely.
Okay,
if you have a broken leg,
yeah.
then you have a cast around your leg, maybe, and people come and write things on your cast, and they ask you a million times a story about how you broke your leg. You tell them the story. They joke with you. You joke with them. Yeah, in time that the leg will heal, and then you'll be careful with skiing. Maybe you won't ski. You do something else.
Yeah. So it makes sense. I mean, there's always going to be suffering with the identification. Without the identification, there's the innate happiness.
Yes.
Just that simple.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The identification is an add-on. So our innate nature is bliss, happiness, beauty, love, innocence, exploration, creativity. And the add-on is limitation, is no, you can't do this, no, you are this, no, you have to become that. And all that is add-on. The misery is an add-on.
Wow.
So to follow the path of happiness, the path of bliss, the path of joy, the path of beauty is following the voice of the source, is following the voice of consciousness. But if you live with your concerns and, oh my God, what's going to happen to my parents? What's going to happen to me? What's going on? You are living in the conditioned mind, and me in time and space, me and others, of course, because there is, as soon as there is a me, there are others in time and space, and that's very limiting.
Yeah. And then
So,
one other.
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Well, one other thing I was wondering about is, you've mentioned in posts a couple times saying that it's kind of you didn't use this word, but almost it's a travesty to think that consciousness needs body, minds, or needs relative in order to anything, experience itself, enjoy itself.
Yes.
Can you say a little about that?
Yes. So whatever consciousness decides it needs, it creates. And if you want to use the term needs, then you need to add to the need that it's a need that's arising out of your own wish, out of your own will. So consciousness may will that it needs 25 billion other galaxies, and in a blink of an eye there are 25 billion more galaxies. It may will volcanic eruptions, and before you know it, there are volcanic eruptions. So consciousness is complete freedom. We mix two levels when we refer to the needs of the mind, the needs at the body-mind level. When we say, I need this or I need that, we're speaking from the relative body-mind level. Oh, had I did
I was lost for about 10 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So you have consciousness creating the volcano, and then you.
Okay. So saying that there are two levels of needs. There is a level of needs at the mind level where the needs at the mind level start with the assumption that I am lacking, while the needs at consciousness level are at the I am the wholeness and look what I can do.
Oh, yes.
You know, so there is, on one hand, there is the freedom and the celebration of consciousness that creates. It creates this right now. It's creating all sorts of the breathing and the movement of this hand, the whole mechanistic, the whole mystery and the muscles, and it creates all of that. But it's creating out of its freedom and out of its sense of creativity and sense of play. While the need at the body mind level is trying to fill a gap, or trying to fill a void, or trying to complete an incompleteness.
Yes.
I need this and I need that in order to become complete, in order to be happy, in order to fill in the blanks. So the consciousness depending on anything, if consciousness depended on anything, what would know that?
The consciousness which doesn't depend on anything.
There you are.
Yes, and also it occurred to me as you were talking, I see that we're anthropomorphizing consciousness if we say it has needs and it needs this and that, it needs me to love you, so that it knows it loves or something.
Right. We are mixing levels.
Yes.
We're mixing the mind, the body-mind level with the formless.
Yes.
Now, it's important to also add to that we're mixing the illusory level with the real level. The illusory level is the world body-mind level. The real level is consciousness. Because in ignorance, we believe that the real is the world body mind, and consciousness is something, I don't know, while in fact it is consciousness that is the reality. Yes. Right now it is consciousness that is real, that perceives, that is creating, experiencing its creation. And the body mind, the me identification is the illusion.
Right.
So you dream, like in your night dream, you dream all these characters. You dream them, you create them out of yourself, you dream them.
Yes.
And then you imagine that this Jimmy in the dream is trying to meet Betty, and she's not responding to his advances, and he's really unhappy. That is the illusion. And the reality is you, the dreamer of this dream.
Right. Right. Oh, great. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for your lovely company. Best to you all, and we'll see you again in a few days.
Thank you.
I will be traveling next week for probably 10 days. We will not be meeting, but I will be in touch after that. Okay. Best to you all.
Happy travels.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Very beautiful. Thank you.